How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carlson here with the originals, episode 16 of this season. Very interesting stuff. Now, I think I should make amends to what I theorized with the last episode. Because I was under the notion, with the Vampire Diaries having a future, a jump in time where the future now becomes present day. And on one episode of the Vampire Diaries, 3 years from now, Klaus has been absent. And with the ending of the last episode of the originals, I was thinking, is that going to sync up or some shit where Klaus has still been missing from, New Orleans? I don't think so. And the reason why is because I was informed by someone that once, I finished the season of the originals and the current series or season of the Vampire Diaries, what I need to do is watch the entirety of the final season of the Vampire Diaries before I hit season 4 of the originals. That suggests to me that I don't think we're going to have some kind of time skip and whatnot, because, once we do finish the final season of the Vampire Diaries, we can just do whatever the hell we want in regards to the originals, I imagine. So, yeah. But that's where I thought it was going to be going. But yeah, I just had to throw that out there as well, because we've got a couple of weeks where I'm going to be doing the Vampire Diaries and then the originals, and then there are going to be a couple of weeks where I'll probably be doing 2 episodes of the Vampire Diaries in 1 week and then 2 episodes of the originals in 1 week before we do stop so I do feel like the originals will, once we do conclude season 3 of the originals, that might not return until 2026. If the math is right, just because, of course, with the other shows that I'm reacting to in conjunction with the Vampire Diaries, that I don't think I'll have... I might be wrong, but we'll see where things go. But I don't think there might be another episode of the originals in 2025. Again, that could be wrong, but that's just with the notion of being informed that I've got to finish the final season of the Vampire Diaries before we do jump into the final, the final 2 seasons of the originals. So... yeah, and I had a little check on the watch order thing, and that was right. So, for some reason, I thought, okay, well, we'll just do what we normally do with the Vampire Diaries in its final season and the originals, but nope, apparently not. So, just had to throw that out there because, even I was a little bit surprised about the fact that, well, I'm gonna have to watch the Vampire Diaries' final season in its entirety before we do jump into season 4 of the originals. But we're not focusing on that yet because we've got several episodes left of the originals season 3. Things are very interesting with Finn. Because I'm still got questions about that. That is still something that is up for debate in my mind. But I'm sure we'll get answers with this episode. But with that said, it is episode number 16 of season 3 of the originals. Let's go. Elijah? That's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Just got it. If you stayed put, maybe they could devote more of their energy to finding out who's got their hands on that missing White Oak bullet.
Yeah. So, Vincent, what we gonna do about this?
Know when you're outmatched.
Oh, God. He's gonna solo these bastards!
I'm just a hired gun. Unfortunately, you're in my way.
Oh no, and speaking of hired gun. Get it? Because the bullet.
Scale of 1 to 10, exactly how much am I going to despise this little plan of yours?
11?
I'd say a solid 85.
85. Mother trucker.
Those were the salad days, weren't they?
Come on in, Josh. Have a drink. Take a load off. Tell me, how have I wronged you this time?
Well, you said that the Strix were as good as gone once we figured out. That's the thing about ancient vampires, isn't it? They don't pay attention to modern things, unlike your friend here who minored in computer science and wrote a paper on the dark web.
Oh, shit. Josh!
Bottom line it for me, Zuckerberg.
I ran down some online rumors.
Surprised,
Turns out
Marcel,
someone
that
claiming to
you
have a
made
white
that
oak
reference.
is offering-
But you, Freya, are a new variable, and I can't help but find myself intrigued.
Piss off.
Don't tell me you haven't felt the spark between us.
Nope. I don't chip.
Our sister knows me well.
So far from an
I have no
illusion.
right to doubt my intentions. By all means, let's discuss.
Here we are. Oh, shit.
I believe we
Need a place to lay low.
You picked a pretty rough time for us around here. A lot of folks are giving up on the pack altogether.
I just worry that
Well,
someone's
for the
going to
reigning,
keep tabs
throwing,
on
tequila shooting champ of Willoughby Lake.
one of
I just wish
Klaus's
there were a few more
enemies
people
here.
here to give you
Quite secure, and with the addition of their own forces, absolutely impenetrable. No one will leave here, no one will enter, do you understand? Maybe this will stop their infernal bitching.
Giving me enough time to win that auction.
Inspired revenge fantasies. Right now, we are all at risk. So, while Marcel works to retrieve the White Oak, I recommend we dispense with all of this posturing.
Let's get some board games
Get down
out.
to some good old-fashioned family bond.
Yeah, Monopoly. Twister, maybe. I wouldn't suggest Monopoly, actually, to the Michelsons. That'll incite more violence than ever before.
15.
A girl I used to babysit for, the last time I saw her, she was playing with dolls. Now she's killed someone and triggered the wolf curse.
Shit.
Where is she?
The cops let her go home. Little trailer down by the creek.
Oh, boy.
Our daughter's life takes precedence, a fact you've clearly failed to grasp. From now on, we do things my way.
Very dictatorial there.
So tell me, how was hell? Is
Wow.
it warm this time of year?
Wow.
always had a
Wow.
Allow Freya to put me back in a witch's body. Let the two of us go, and I
no.
promise never to look back again.
Oh, boy. I mean, that's it, though. He's always hated being a vampire. But I just worry about Vincent because, that was the last body that he, inhabited.
Congratulations, Mr.
Aldous. Aldous Charlemagne.
No fucking way. This is a bust. This is a bust. Oh boy.
In the meantime,
Shh, you got a bit of blood on me. Oh god. Can we just leave Josh alone?
Justify it all you want with strategy and us versus them, but at the end of the day, the enemies that you have are the ones that you made. Is that what you want for your daughter? Is that, hey, our daughter will be dealing with the same thing that Kayla is dealing with. And if that day comes, I hope that someone makes it
I
their
hope.
business to help her too.
I mean, that's it though. I mean, she's... And not just that though, but it's personal for Haley. With her lack of parents,
Kind
with...
Doesn't make you weak, Klaus.
No. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. He was getting a little bit too eager. Liam's curious.
I don't think we've met yet. The name's Marcel Gerard.
Oops. The bolting.
if I give you his name, I'm as good as dead. And now that you've gotten in his way, so are you.
Well, I'm curious. I'm really, really curious.
You stay your hand.
That's not your decision to make.
Control yourself.
Oh, he's getting a little bit too eager.
Unless you can't.
Ooh.
It's worse than I remember.
Shit.
Someone
so sorry, kiddo. I heard there's not much of the pack left, so I thought you might need someone to talk to.
It is kind of like that idea of in that darkness you need to find the light.
I think you do.
Doesn't matter. Cole's changed. But you're still the monster you've always been.
Shit.
Get comfy, Finn. I just locked you in that body that you hate so much. You're stuck as a vampire for the rest of your pathetic life.
Yo, that's messed up. Oh my god. Oh my. All right.
The witch has condemned me to this.
Shit.
To remain a beast. Elijah, I can't bear an eternity with no hope of escape.
He needs to die in his mind.
We'll never forget what happened, but you can't let the past define who you are.
Nope. I feel like that's also a really good message in terms of Klaus. I know he's not here, but oh, there he is.
Finn, give it to me.
I think he was listening all throughout.
Go on and destroy it.
Oh, shit.
Elijah, forever is a burden that nobody should have to bear.
Oh my god, he's stuck between a difficult choice.
Until the day comes when you're ready for release.
Shit. This is rough. Oh.
Ancestors. They don't want me to kill you. They want me to help you. They want me to help him. And may God have mercy on us all.
Oh, yay. And can we stop possessing Vincent as well?
Seems our friends at Kingmaker Land Development are still targeting wolves. What we don't know is why.
Shit. Josh.
Something wrong?
Very much.
Oh, shit, no. Can we stop? Can we stop this against Freya? Of course. Yep.
Michelson Witch, a White Oak bullet, throw in a dash of wolf venom and a case of champagne, and I'd say we have the recipe for some real fun.
God's sake. I mean, we know he was associated with Kingmaker. I think it was, yeah. I think back earlier this season and all of that. And as soon as that name popped up, I was thinking, yep, Lucian. Lucian has huge involvement. So, yeah. And I did worry when he had his hand on the white oak. But then when he threw it to Elijah, I'm like, okay, maybe let's not worry. But of course, when you're just thinking about Kingmaker and how they've been hunting wolves and all of that, and yeah, you're just thinking, well, Lucian had some involvement big time. So, and of course, with this season and how like, I would say how he has been, yeah. I think it was all a matter of time before he started to act like a knobhead again. But, yeah. Because that's it, though. He was very shady from the beginning, but then he took a little bit of a lull. So, yeah. I just worried that his next steps involve freeing Aurora, maybe somehow getting Tristan back. We'll see. I mean, it makes sense, though, that Lucien's going to have some strings to pull in this whole series of events, knowing that they wouldn't burn the White Oak stake and, yeah, just everything in general, because apart from the originals, he is the oldest vampire, isn't he, on the scene? So it makes sense that he would be essentially the culprit behind everything. I was wondering if that voice was gonna, like, with that woman, if that voice was going to be a voice of recognition, or is it going to tease to a completely new adversary? Turns out to be one of recognition. But to be fair, I was thinking Lucien as well from as one of my guesses, just because of the fact that, well, we know he didn't exactly get off to a great start and all of that, and then he simmered down a little, and then, you know, he's back in control. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what does happen and all of that as well, because with Lucien, I do wonder what his plan is going to entail. Now, I do believe, I have a bit of a feeling, again, he is the oldest vampire that's not an original, but what if he rectifies that? Just to give him a bit of a power boost and all of that, especially with Cole and Finn back on the scene. Now, of course, Finn has his own dilemmas in terms of not wanting to be here, as per. But when it comes to Cole, I mean, there's already concern anyways, especially that he might be a bit more bloodthirsty than usual. So, yeah. Now, I feel like there could be potential for Lucien to either make himself or someone else into something that... now, actually, it makes a bit more sense where things might go. Remember that shot in the prophecies about Marcel? I do wonder if it's not just going to be, if it's not necessarily going to be on, because we don't know if it was just one vampire or a horde of new breed of vampires that would be a bit more difficult. To put down, because we only saw like what looked like to be Marcel going through something that's a bit more than, you know, a vamp out stage in terms of showing off the teeth and all of that. He looks like something a bit more than your usual, I guess, appearance when you're vamping out. So I do wonder if maybe Marcel will be a test subject for whatever Lucien's planning. Because it's all starting... I mean, we've only got like several episodes left. It's all starting to come together really, really neatly. Not for the Michelsons, definitely not. But I do wonder if Marcel is going to be a test subject to see if this concoction works or whatever. I mean, even like he's even listing like certain necessities he needs and all of that. But again, I do feel like with Lucien, he is he is definitely getting some kind of power boost. I don't know if it's necessarily for himself. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be a new breed of vampires, like, or if it's just going to be the one. But I do feel like Marcel fits into that. You know, you've got this. You've got an original witch. You've got the White Oak and all of that, and yeah, all of these ingredients. It just spells like, okay, let's make some... What if there was something more? Like, especially if you're gonna, like, you don't want to just have a weapon that surpasses, and yes, you, like, that's it. You don't want a weapon that just, like, that can just kill an original, especially when you've got the bullet for just the one. So that leaves the rest of the Michelsons. You need to give yourself the ultimate power boost so you can not worry about, okay, which Michelson do I kill? Do I kill Klaus? Do I kill Elijah? Do I kill Cole? What if you make yourself something more powerful and not just eliminate the Michelsons entirely without worrying about, okay, which member of the Michelsons do I put down? But it's all about that control of the city as well, of New Orleans, never to be toppled, right? I mean, the name is, like, the name he's affiliated with is Kingmaker, for crying out loud. He wants to make himself king, if anything. So, for me, that makes so much sense in terms of making yourself more than just an original, because he is the oldest vampire that's not an original, but it's also something that can never be surpassed, right? So it just makes so much sense in terms of what Lucien is planning in my mind. So, but I've been down this road before where, oh, this makes so much sense, except the writers have another idea, but I can just see it so much. I just feel like with Marcel in the picture, like I said, with the Flash, with the prophecy thing, it could be a situation of a test subject. I don't know, just in case it backfires on Lucien. So, I mean, you don't want the meal to be poisoned before you eat it, right? So you got to have some proxy to see if it works or not, right? That's where my mindset is going. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah. So yeah, very interesting episode. In regards to a lot of things. I mean, we got that affirmation that Finn is actually alive and well, because again, I mean, we saw Cole see Finn, but you could have chalked that down to hallucinations, a side effect of his resurrection. Or he could have been brought back, and Cole was even making theories in terms of how he came back, so yeah. But he is alive. Not just that, though, but he can't exactly transport into a witch's body like he wanted, so Davina cursed him, and yeah. See, this whole dilemma is just a bit... I'm in a mindset of, like, we don't need this kind of squabble. Yes, Finn did cause, like, Cole has every reason to be pissed off, especially with what Finn did to Cole and in season 2. And that's it, though. I'm not going to be ignorant to that, and I'm not exactly being, okay, well, it's water under the bridge or anything like that. I just feel like we don't need this whole dilemma when there's a crisis for Klaus at the minute, and you know, the whole prophecy thing's still at large. We don't need any kind of dilemmas in terms of a squabble within the family. So, yeah. But at the same time, I'm not exactly in the position... Like, I think it was a bit rough from Davina to lock Finn in that body. But at the same time... Because that's it, though. It's not like it's been any secret that Finn hates being a vampire. And, yeah. So... Yeah. I just don't want to say it's like, oh, well, it's a taste of your, like, well, this is how the universe is gonna offer retribution for you being a knob in season 2, when not just did you take over Vincent's body, which that needs to stop. I know the ancestors, I think it was, decided to hijack his body, but that needs to stop. But yeah, with Vincent, when Finn possessed him, I mean, it's not just, you know, possessing someone, but also it's what he did, you know, in to Cole, like I said, in terms of that happening and all of that. And yeah, I mean, you got to think as well as with the fact that he was such a mommy's boy with Esther. So yeah, not to, like I said, not to excuse him, but I mean, you could think that this is the universe offering retribution, but we don't need this. So yeah. But at the same time, I think it was even mentioned from Davina herself that you plan to take you know, some witch who is none the wiser. You plan to possess them again, so it's to stop any shenanigans and all of that from Finn. Finn is a very, very interesting character because of his whole idea that he hates himself, he hates who he is. At the same time as well, there is also that very interesting aspect of how he is such a burden, how he's such a nuisance, and not because he's boring, but because he is very, very messed up in terms of what he did to Cole, and putting that trauma there. Putting the trauma on some unruly witch who is none the wiser about the idea that they're going to be possessed by an original. So, yeah. And then there's Elijah, of course, who, you know, some might think that, well, why is Elijah being like this in terms of, in regards to Finn? But I think family is always important for Elijah, so yeah. I mean, of course, there might be, like I said, some skepticisms to Elijah's approach to Finn and all of that, but family at the end of the day is very, very important for him, so yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the Michelsons are just messy, aren't they? So, but, yeah. And for Finn as well, I mean, there is this, he is the living embodiment as well. I've just, you know, want to talk about how Finn is the living embodiment of the curse of being immortal, because I've always said that being immortal is not all it's cracked out to be. Being immortal is a curse more so than a blessing. I know death is a very, very, is a subject that none of us really wants to approach. Like when it comes to our time, it's a scary subject to entertain. And Finn is a living example of that, where he just hates the idea of always and forever, I guess, in this case. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a messy scenario with, Elijah accepting Finn and all of that, despite the shenanigans in season 2. You might think it's controversial and all of that. But of course, I mean, like I said, Elijah is that kind of person who wants this family to be united. He is what I was thinking in terms of, we don't need any kind of squabbles within this family and all of that, especially when we've got a lot of shit going on. And I just want us to be united. That's Elijah's mindset. That's why it's such a very conflicting idea, because Cole has every right to be pissed off with Finn. And of course, you might think that Elijah's being a complete dumb shit for wanting, for welcoming Finn with open arms and all of that. But yeah, I mean, it's again, the Michelsons are just a messy family, so yeah. And funnily enough, the most healthiest dynamic, I would say, was going down to Klaus and Haley, despite their disagreements in the beginning, because Haley wanted to tend to that girl who had just transitioned into a wolf and all of that. And yeah, but that's because Klaus took a bit of an open mindset in terms of where Haley was going, and like Haley spoke some words that he mulled over, especially when it came to Hope. So yeah. So yeah, I think, and I just really loved that moment where Haley was tending to that girl, like especially just because of the fact that not only is it just kind, especially when someone's going through a period of darkness and all of that, and I think it does really like have some small nods to mental health and all of that. But it's also because Haley was in that position before where she felt like she was all alone, and this girl that she used to babysit for, she shouldn't be alone. Even if she has a mother who's, you know, not exactly on the greatest of terms. That's it, she's all alone, and Haley doesn't want that. So, but it's also that act of kindness as well. Like I said, it is that period of like, I do see semblances of, you know, if you're feeling completely alone, and you're going through such a dark phase, and you're going through such a phase where you just feel like everything's falling apart, and you feel like you're alone. It's always great to have that hand to reach out to you and pull you into a little bit of that light, whilst you feel like you're shrouded in that dark. And that's what that little girl was feeling. So yeah, and it was great that Klaus did have a bit of an open perspective in terms of things as well. So, like I said, I feel like those two, if anything, were the healthiest dynamic in terms of the whole Mikaelson dilemma. So yeah, I mean, of course, Freya is Freya, and we love her. She's, if anything, the voice of reason. But for crying out loud, can we stop making her unconscious and just kidnapping her? Because yeah, as soon as she said, I can put 1,000 spells on this white oak bullet and all, I was like, something's gonna happen, and something did happen. So yeah, but yeah, it was just really great though. When it came to Haley, talking with that girl, and yeah, I mean, obviously there are quite a few metaphors in terms of, especially with that scene in particular, not just in terms of my mental health analogy, but I guess when it comes to a teenager and going through certain changes, yeah, but obviously with how she's feeling completely alone, and she didn't want this for that guy that died, and not just that though, but thinking that, again, it's just the idea of her being alone in this darkness and thinking that this darkness is going to win. It's always great to have a helping hand in terms of pulling you into that light and someone being there for you. So there are quite a few moments of, you know, parallels and all that shit, but it is great. It is great that you know, Haley was there. And yeah, even Klaus having that, I guess, little bit of an epiphany towards the end. So yeah, but that was just really great stuff there. So yeah, I mean, I did like the idea as well when they were just talking about, obviously, attending to that girl in the first place. Of course, there was quite a bit of kerfuffle, where, you know, Haley makes some valid points and all of that. especially being nice is not a weakness, which I think is a lesson that a lot of people in 2025 need to take into account, because apparently there's a lot of people in this world, there's a good chunk of people in this world, I would say, that apparently feels like being nice is a weakness, but it's not. But it just all culminated, that little argument, to a little bit of an epiphany from Klaus, and I just really liked that. So yeah, because it's not like they ended the episode still bickering. No, look, I'm whatever you did, I still feel like I'm right and all of that. It's not like that happened or anything like that. There was that little bit of an epiphany from Klaus, and it's nice to have those moments. So yeah. But yeah, and Josh was incredible in this episode, trying to hold his own. Oh, bless. But I'm worried. I'm worried about where things are going to go now that Lucien has is on top of the world. Yeah, like I said, I do feel like I know where things are going to go. But that's the thing with theories; it can go either way. You're in the ballpark, yeah, or you're off. So, but I just feel like it's the way to go. Not just being a breed of vampires that surpassed the almighty originals, but making sure you're never to be toppled. Because that white oak is going to be good enough for one. And you've got, I'd say, 3 originals who are going to put up a fight. Because Finn would be like, come at me. So, yeah. And it also takes away an option for him as well. Like, if he might want to try and find that white oak bullet, and yeah. But it takes away that option for him, so, yeah. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, good stuff. I'll see you guys next time then. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!